This is just what's so awesome about free will. That I'm just at this little place right now. Look at this crap, dude. It's freaking beautiful. God, am I right? Just incredible. Okay, there's a lot of geese poop around here. So I think I'm gonna put this. Let's see where this stands. Okay, if that falls, that's gonna suck. But yeah, here I am. I'm gonna kind of come clean on everything. I'm gonna be teaching this lesson here soon at my youth group. Let me make sure the audio. I'm gonna make sure the audio is fine. Okay, I can hear the sound just fine. I would like to get this up a little bit though. Look at that tripod, dude. Professional camera placement by me. You know, it just makes me seem so original. Okay, I literally had it. Okay, that should be fine. I struggled with lust and porn all my life, pretty much, since middle school, going on through high school, summer of my senior year, which would have been my summer, I don't even know, when I graduated high school and finished. That's when everything kind of stopped, and yeah, it absolutely killed me, killed all my life, all my social confidence, all that. It just really destroyed everything about me. Oh, look at that. I wonder where those geese are at. That's so cool. I was first exposed to this stuff in like middle school, and it just kind of seemed normal. It kind of seemed like something every single person did. So I didn't really think too much about it, and I just kind of kept doing it and didn't really think of it as a problem. And at first it wasn't really damaging my relationship with God at all. It just feels so nice to be able to sit here in nature, you know, just enjoying life and not having to, you know, really ever worry about it. God delivered me from it. He did it in amazing ways. As I kind of was saying, I grew up in the church. My grandfather was a pastor, and I didn't really understand what Jesus was. Things kind of made sense. My junior year, I went to a youth conference. It's called Momentum Youth Conference. If you want to check it out, you can watch the sessions and stuff on YouTube. It's an incredible time. I had an incredible time. Things kind of clicked. That was in 2023. But this problem that I had with adult content kind of always stayed. It wasn't really, I never got over it. You know, I thought I did and all that. I remember the first time I realized that, you know, this could be a problem and, you know, God could actually help me. I looked up this video. I looked up how to quit porn, and this Life Church video came up with Pastor Craig, and I watched it, and I remember I was feeling so motivated that day about it. And then eventually I had a new streak, a 2-week streak, and then ended. And I was like, oh man, I did 2 weeks without it. I'm gonna be going good. And then the next streak I had was a week, and it never really got better. That was rough. After that, I kind of just gave up on it. And then a few years had passed. I tried to stop. I tried, you know, that whole masculinity era, if you remember it. It was just, you know, you gotta overcome this. You know, you gotta stop beating your meat. All that stupid stuff that people said. It really didn't matter. I tried that stuff. It didn't really work, and I really wanted to stop. And you know, it wasn't necessarily for God. You know, I wasn't really saved in 2022. Is the time frame I'm talking about right now. But yeah, 2023 came around. I became saved, and you know, it just was destroying my relationship with God. I'd go to church, you know, get with my friends and stuff like that, and I could just tell it had such an impact on me. And it ruined all my social ability, all my confidence. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, pretend to be a doctor, but I do truly think that a lot of that, you know, my you know, confidence and social ability throughout basically middle school and high school, it was affected by this porn problem that I had, and I couldn't overcome it. It wasn't necessarily, and you know, kind of thinking back on it, it wasn't necessarily a porn problem. It was kind of just a lusting problem. As gross as this sounds, and you know, I'd see people at school, people at work, all that, and as soon as I seen them, I immediately just started thinking about lusting over them. And then when I'd go home, it'd be nighttime. You know, most of my struggles were at nighttime, and yeah, that was pretty much where a lot of that came from. sometimes I didn't even have to watch it. I just would be lusting over people, and that's kind of what I did. It was sad. It was disgusting. I never reached people at my church, although I did have some bad dreams about it. It was rough for me. I kept lusting over people. And then 2024 kind of came around. I was stuck. I couldn't overcome it. 2024 comes around, and I was so broken. I'm sure I seemed pretty okay to most people, but on the inside, I was so broken, and I could just not escape this at all. It was a sin, and it was just absolutely killing me, and it was just awful time. I thought about quitting my job. I just worked a normal fast food job. I thought about quitting that multiple times because I just kept listening over people at work. That's how bad it was for me. Yeah, this kind of went on for 6 years, and nothing really changed. So how I overcame it, how God delivered me from it is what I prefer to say, because I didn't do a thing. It was all God. Is I stopped thinking about trying to mess up so much, and I saw an Instagram reel from this page. I'll put it up or something. I don't know what I'll do. It's from this Instagram reel, and he said, "You want everyone to play a game, so we're gonna do that right now. I want everybody right now think about burgers, okay? You guys thinking about burgers? Now I want you to think of mac and cheese. Is everybody thinking of mac and cheese? All right, now, don't think about burgers. Don't think about burgers. Don't think about burgers. But what are you doing right now? You're thinking about burgers. And the fact that you keep putting it on your mind is why you're messing up. You can watch all these. I've seen all the videos. I've watched all the sermons. Not all of them. I've seen a lot of sermons. I've seen a lot of TikToks, Instagram reels, all that. And, none of them have really said this before. But the key really is to stop watching these videos and just focus on Jesus. Because I kept watching these videos. I remember one of them, I was like, asked you had to write down the reasons you want to stop lusting. And I remember I did all of them. And it didn't work. It made me go on for a day or two, but most of them never worked because I kept putting it on my mind. And the more and more you tell yourself, I can't mess up, the more and more you're going to think about it, and the more and more when it's nighttime and your cravings are high and that temptation comes, it's going to be difficult to resist it. And that's what happened to me for pretty much all my life is, I'd watch a video, I'd be like, okay, I gotta stop this, I remember I had one video, it was on repeat, and it was a super negative video by Mapalo, and he's basically like, oh, if you don't overcome this important problem, you're gonna, you're going to hell and all that. And it was awful. I was in a very dark place. But, and then that same youth conference I mentioned in 2023, I ended up going back to it in 2024, and it kind of changed everything. We had these note cards, and we wrote down the sin that was blocking us from God in one night. And I didn't write that sin down. I didn't share that sin. And something kind of changed in me is I wasn't focused that week at Momentum Youth Conference, which is where I was at, is I wasn't focused on my sin. I wasn't focused on my flaws. I was just so focused on Jesus that I didn't really care. I didn't really, I didn't care about my lusting problems that I had, and I was just so focused on Jesus that I was locked in on Jesus, and I didn't think about, the stuff of not messing up, because the more and more you tell yourself, I can't mess up, the more and more you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna mess up. The more negative thoughts you put in your mind, instead of the positive thoughts, okay? Just remember that. Again, you can watch all the YouTube videos and move on, but make this be the last YouTube video you watch, because read your Bible. I'm doing a 40-day New Testament challenge right now. It has completely just changed my life. I would read my Bible before. I'd read a few chapters, and I'd read a chapter or two a day. But, actually sitting down and trying to finish the New Testament in 40 days is a challenge. It's on the YouVersion Bible app if you want to do it. I'd highly recommend it. You just gotta say screw it, dude. Just say screw your life right now, and you just gotta commit, and you gotta stay focused on Jesus, because you're gonna eventually overcome this. I mean, you might feel stuck. You might feel like you're never gonna escape it, but trust me, you're gonna escape it one day, and you're gonna be sitting here just like me one day, overcoming it. I had no thoughts of lust in my mind. Now, it's not to say that I didn't have struggles, sure. And I know it's been 200 plus days since I last willingly watched it, you know. I've pulled it up a few times, and, you know, I haven't acted on it. I didn't really lust over it and, you know, do the thing. But, you know, that's just kind of into the thing. But that just kind of comes with it, and, you know, eventually it's going to disgust you once you view it. It'll disgust you, and it kind of already has disgusted me. But kind of, if you made it this far, just remember one thing: even if you aren't necessarily struggling with it right now, you're gonna eventually overcome it. It's not gonna be an easy thing for you to do at all, but, you know, eventually you're gonna overcome this thing, and you'll be set free from it, and you'll never look back, and it'll be incredible because you'll be looking back at what God did for you, and it'll be incredible. I wonder if I could like set this up in a picture. Look at this view, man. What a beautiful night. It's a little cold. It's like 40 degrees or something like that. Oh, I gotta go up this hill. Hopefully there's nobody on the other side. I think there's on top of this. I think that bird's still there.